Welcome, everybody, to the You Are Worthy Network. It's so good to be with you again. I was just about to say it feels like it's been a couple of weeks, and that's actually legit. It's been a couple of weeks since we've had a guest, and I'm excited to introduce you to our guest here in just a couple of minutes. I have been on the road a lot last week. I'm trying to think of the mileage that I did last week. We got home from Southeast Georgia at 1:45 in the morning Friday, and then I got 5 hours sleep, packed again, and left for Dallas, Texas Friday,
Oh,
and just got home from Dallas, Texas yesterday. So I am thrilled to be at home in my own bed, at my own office, and live with you guys. Speaking of which, in case you missed it, I want to first of all thank God and then thank each one of you that we had a huge milestone. I guess it was, goodness, I guess it was 2 weeks ago almost, where we crossed over the 10,000 member barrier. And I'm just so grateful to each one of you for continuing to watch. It's because I want to give visibility to guests like Christine, and also that I want to give you people that have incredible stories of not only success but overcoming major challenges in their life, and it didn't hold them down. And this is a great time for me to remind you guys, if you don't know this about our network, in the banner on our network at the bottom, it says your story's not over yet. That's kind of the subtitle running through everything. And you're definitely going to hear that theme today in Christine's story. So, all that being said, let me introduce you to her. Christine is a certified John Maxwell speaker, trainer, and coach, as well as a certified peer support specialist with a passion for helping others find hope, healing, and purpose. After struggling with addiction to pain pills and sleeping pills for 15 years, she has now been in a recovery for 11 years. Her personal journey combined with professional training allows her to speak life, encourage transformation, and empower others to overcome adversity and step into lasting change. Christine, welcome to the You Are Worthy Network.
thank you so much for having me.
Of course, my honor. You and I have gotten to know each other a little bit before we went live, and of course, we met a few weeks ago. But let's learn a little bit about you. What part of the world do you live in now, and has that been home for a long time?
Well, I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, where you live, but I moved to Austin in '99 to go to UT Austin.
Okay. And I just got back from Dallas. I live in Memphis, Tennessee, but I've been to Dallas like 5 times in the last year and a half, so I like Dallas quite a bit.
Yep.
I like the state of Texas a lot, to be honest with you. Tell us about your family. Who's there with you in Texas?
So first of all, I have been married since 2001, and I have two boys, 18, and my baby will be 16 on June 4th. Can't believe it. It's crazy.
How does that happen, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, congratulations on, have you already had the 25-year anniversary? Is it later this year?
So it's March 24th.
Oh, wow. That's next week, next
Oh,
Tuesday.
yep.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so what do you guys like to do for fun?
Oh gosh. We are really into working out. That's our thing. Let's see what else. We go out on the weekends. We try to have romantic date nights on usually it's either Friday or Saturday night. So
That's good. That's good for the marriage for sure. Yeah, and you just got back from a really cool trip. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
yeah, so I have a friend whose parents own four condos in all around Mexico. And so we went to Playa del Carmen. And so my friend, her birthday is February 20th, mine's March 3rd. So we were celebrating our birthdays. And I don't know if it's the season. I'm not sure, but the beaches, there was just seaweed everywhere. So, the beaches just weren't that great. Right at this, I don't know if it's just the season, but it was still fun. It was still fun though.
Yeah. Are those beaches white?
No. Mm-mm.
They were green and pink.
To be honest with you, I like South Padre or North Padre Island beaches much better.
I gotcha. I gotcha. I've not been to the Texas beaches. I've only been to the Alabama beaches and the Florida beaches.
Yeah. Yeah, Florida's beautiful, especially Destin with the white
Yeah,
sand. I
the
still
white
want to
sand.
go, I still want to go there.
I highly encourage it. I've been to Destin before, and we like to go to Panama City Beach, which is just a little further south. But yeah, white, beautiful white beaches.
Yeah,
So let's jump in here. I know that typical of a lot of people that have overcome something significant in their life, um, and we're going to get to all of this, but you're in that position now where you want to give back and help others that have been in the same position that you were in a few
absolutely.
years ago, which I love that.
Yeah.
So we read in your bio that you had an addiction to
Mhm.
sleeping pills. How did this even start for you? To take us down that journey.
Absolutely. So let's see. It was the year 2000. My at the time when my husband and I were dating, he had a furniture store and he was lifting heavy furniture one day and hurt his elbow. So he went to the doctor and they gave him a very mild painkiller called tramadol. And my husband, he doesn't take anything. Like he's tough, right? So I one day I was in the bathroom getting ready for work and I saw the bottle of pills sitting on the counter and it was just curiosity at that time because I had heard of people having a drink, taking a pain pill, taking the edge off. And so when I took it, uh, basically the way I describe it, it was like having a large cup of coffee mixed with like a large glass of wine. And I've felt energy, euphoria. I mean, I felt like I could do anything. And an addiction is the last thing that I thought would ever happen to me because number one, there's no history of addiction in my family. Um, Gosh, what else? My addiction was, um, it was very, there was a slow progression to my addiction. So, for example, it started off with just taking it on date nights every now and then. Uh, and then about 2 years later, so 2003, 2004, I started taking the pills every day, tramadol, pain pills. I started taking them every day because my husband and I were not doing well financially. So we were arguing all the time. And the job that I was in, I let's just say I did not, you know, didn't like it. And it did not, uh, basically, the job did not suit my strengths. I'll just say that. It was documentation and compliance. So, and I am not a detail-oriented person. So that was not a good place for me. But anyways, I started taking the pills every day at that time. And took, I got up to taking 15 pills of tramadol every single day. Now, within a matter of 2 weeks, I knew I had a problem. And so I quit cold turkey, blaming or making the excuse of, oh, I have the flu, that was to get around my lie of being in addiction. And so finally, after, I don't know, 5 to 7 days, I finally got back on them. And this time, there was no euphoria. There was no high. It was strictly just to not get sick. That was it. And so I lived that way. Gosh, I'm trying to
Mm.
remember the years now. So that would be from 2004. And then I got pregnant with my son in 2007. And so I was very, very scared at that time because I was taking 15 pills of tramadol, and here I am pregnant. And I'm like
W-
terrified that something's going to happen to my son. And so I was able to taper off of the pain pills, the tramadol. And by the grace of God, my my son was perfectly fine, but I was a wreck. And
Hey,
so
Christine, I'm sorry to interrupt. I want to pick this up about your son for sure, but if you could help me, if we could go back, I want to clarify something.
sure.
So the tramadol prescription was your husband's,
Mhm.
and you just simply tried it out of curiosity. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So though there's a lot of people watching that probably have the question, you're up to 15 a day.
Correct.
How do you keep getting refills to keep up
Good
with
question.
that?
Very good question. So what I did is I turned to online pharmacies,
Hmm.
which is extremely dangerous because you don't know what is really in them, right? And so I lived that way. Gosh, let's see. So in 2010, I got pregnant with my second son, and I finally came out, told my doctors, my family, my friends, everyone, because I needed help, and I did not want to be, a mom addicted to drugs. And I ended up going into a psychiatric hospital to try and help me get off of the sleeping pills and the pain pills. And I was in there, and I'll never forget. I was on the fifth floor in the corner room, looking outside, and just like life was just going by, and here I am, and I'm looking at the reflection of myself through the window, and I'm like, how did I get here? How did I get here? Because I grew up, a gymnast, a ballet dancer, a lot of structure and discipline in my life. And so, how did I get here? And so I spent 3 or 4 days there, I think. And uh, when I left there, I continued to struggle. I would be sober for a few months, relapse, sober for a few months, relapse. And then, let's see, I knew in 2012, I knew that I knew I was going to die. And so I took drastic measures and checked myself into a 30-day inpatient rehab facility called La Hacienda. And so going there was one of the hardest things I've ever done, but also one of the best things I've ever done. And then 4 days before I was to graduate from La Hacienda, a sheriff came to visit me at the rehab facility, and I was served divorce papers and a restraining order from my husband. And I understand, why he did it. He just he couldn't handle it any longer. I get it. And so all I had was with me was just the clothes that I brought with me to rehab. My mom came and picked me up, took me back to Austin. We stayed in a La Quinta hotel for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days to try and help me find an attorney so I could see my children. And CPS had become involved in my life too at that time. Second, there we go. And
Wow, that's a lot.
yeah, it was very, very difficult. So I'll never forget, a friend of mine called me and I shared with her, that I had gone to the CPS office and it was just this little white room, like tiny little white room with a window where someone was looking at me playing with my kids. And at that time they were, let's see, 4 and 2. And I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so she called me and she's like, come on over and we'll talk. And then I remember driving to my house and just sitting, or I parked, at my house and just sobbing, just crying so much. Um, and then let's see. Then I continued to struggle, sober for a few months, relapse, sober for a few months, relapse. And then the last time I ever used sleeping pills was Easter of 2015. And after that, I was done. And I've been in recovery now for 11 years.
Wow. So I want to make sure I understand some of this journey because it's incredible to listen to. I'm sure it was incredible, probably wouldn't be the word you would choose to describe going through it. Um,
Yeah, there's one thing I want to add.
mhm.
So when I was 24 weeks with my second son, my sister-in-law was with me, and we went and saw my gynecologist, Dr. Devin Garza, and he took his hands and he laid them on my stomach, and he prayed that not one drug would touch my baby's body, not one.
Mm,
Yeah, it
mm.
was so powerful. It was so powerful. And so again, during my pregnancy, I would be sober for a few months, relapse, same thing. And then one time I had a grand mal seizure. And I think that was due to me trying to get off, you know, trying to get off of the sleeping pills, the pain pills. And by the grace of God, I was okay. Then CPS came to visit me the next day and told me I had to leave my house. And so a good friend of ours had an apartment and they let me stay there for a while I attended inpatient recovery. And so, yeah, I think yeah, that's up to date now.
So through all of this,
Mhm.
both your boys are fine, right?
Yep.
Praise God.
Praise God.
And then thinking back to what you told us near the beginning, you're celebrating your 25th wedding anniversary,
Yeah,
there's a reconciliation somewhere. Am I wrong?
correct. Yes. So we divorced. It was, let's see, it was December 31st, 2012 is when the divorce was finalized. And then we got remarried February 14th, 2014.
Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us the mindset that you had. I guess that's almost 2 years.
Mhm.
Is that a, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is
Mhm.
that's got to be sobering, right? Like your addiction, choices, behavior has contributed to this in a large capacity.
Yeah.
What's your feelings about your self-worth at that point?
Good question. My self-worth. Um, well, I mean, I definitely was struggling with self-worth. There's no doubt about
Mhm.
that. Because when I got remarried, I was still using.
Hmm.
Uh, it wasn't until 2015 when I finally was able to get sober and have been sober since then.
Did your husband help in that process? Because obviously he knows it's still going on, right?
Correct. Yeah. Um, yeah, he definitely helped. He was very supportive during that time. Very
Hmm.
supportive.
And so what I'm sure there's several things that contributed to your recovery. What would you put up near the top if you could name a couple of things that contributed to your recovery?
Oh gosh. Uh, well, definitely praying, seeking the Lord.
Hmm.
Definitely that. And then just practical things like working out, taking care of my mental health. Uh, yeah, I would say that definitely contributed for sure.
What's life like now, 11 years addiction free?
It's awesome. It's wonderful. I praise God and I just praise Him every single day
Mm,
that I'm no longer, bound to those pills. So
yeah.
I'm very,
What was the scariest thing you went through in the middle of your addiction?
oh gosh, probably the grand mal seizure for
Mm,
sure. Very, very scary. Um, I don't remember anything except for the EMT picked me up, and I just remember like waking up and then my body being so sore the next day.
yeah, I bet that was scary.
Yeah, it's very.
So tell everybody, God has given you this tremendous comeback story, and now you want to give back. How specifically do you want to give back?
Absolutely. So when COVID hit, so before COVID, I was a recruiter, and then when COVID hit, I said, you know what? I'm going to start working and doing something I'm passionate about, which is helping others who struggle with mental health and substance use disorder. And so I've been doing that since 2020.
As a coach,
Correct.
and tell us what you love about that.
Oh my gosh. Where do I start? I absolutely love what I do. I love helping others, whether it's mental health, substance use disorder. I've worked with, gosh, over 100 plus people to this point now. Um, and, it's really whatever I tell them, I say, how can I best support you? And so everyone is different and unique, and we all have a different story. And so I just hold space. I hold
Hmm.
space to listen to what they have to say. And yeah. And then I've been able to help people find housing, employment, different treatment centers. I mean, it's just all over the board.
You happen to have those emergency phone numbers memorized for somebody that's at their worst in their addiction? What would you suggest to them?
So I would definitely um, tell them, is it 811? I'm trying to remember. Hang on one second. I think that's what it is. One moment.
You're good.
That's the check. Yeah, so 811.
Is that nationwide?
Yes, correct.
So if you're listening to this and you have an addiction problem that you recognize, like Christine did pretty early on, and you desperately want out, call 811. Your
Right,
story's not over yet either,
right.
and you still have hope and you are valued. If you're watching this, I want you to hear this. You are needed,
Yes,
you are loved, you are valuable,
absolutely.
and God's not done writing your story yet, and we need you. What you're going to
Amen.
overcome, like Christine, we need Christine's story. We need Christine, what she has learned from this, so she can pass it on. We need your story too.
Right,
Please get the help you need so you can help all of us on the other side when you're healed.
right.
Christine, where would people learn more about you and what you do?
First of all, you can email me. And so I will say it and then I will spell it. So Christine Moore 155 at gmail.com. And I'll spell it. So it's CHRISTINEMOORE 155 at gmail.com. And then you can find me on all social media platforms. Let me just make sure I've got hang on one second.
And we've got all those too that we'll put in the show notes afterwards.
Correct. Yeah. So it's at Christine underscore H underscore Moore. And then on
Well,
Facebook, it's Christine Halby Moore.
so if you relate to anything that Christine has said today about her journey, about her overcoming, about how she's helping people now, please reach out to her and she can help you get through what even if you're on the better side of it, there's still residue. I'm sure she can attest.
Of course. I mean, I still, when life gets hard, it's the first thing I think about. Oh,
Hmm.
a couple pills and drinks would help this, but I know where that will lead to.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What's next for you, Christine?
So I am working on my coaching business, and I would love to be able to help women, specifically women, I would love to help them with their mental health, if they're struggling with substance use disorder, pretty much, whatever it is that you're struggling with, would love to help you.
Yeah, and you're going to be tremendous at it because you hit rock bottom. And when you hit rock bottom, those are the hardest lessons to learn. However, that's when they stick, and
That's right.
that's when God uses you to help other people at their worst. So that's awesome. Any last words of encouragement you want to leave our viewers with today?
Yeah. So whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, whether it's mental health, substance use disorder, anything, I would love the opportunity to help you. Would love that.
Guys, if you're struggling in this area of addiction, mental health, please reach out to Christine. She wants to give back. Her heart is to serve you. And so don't hesitate to email her, to reach out to her on the social media links we'll provide. We need more people in this specific field helping people overcome. Christine, I appreciate your story. I
Absolutely.
appreciate you sharing it vulnerably, and I appreciate your heart to give back. Your heart's come shining through today. I thank you for being our special guest.
Thank you.
Guys, you had another reminder. It's a huge part of why we do this show is to have wonderful people like Christine on here. She could have talked about all her clients, she could have talked about all her dreams, and those are fun things to talk about for sure. But she talked about the ugly stuff. She talked about the worst part of her life because we can all relate to that, right? And yet it didn't end there. There's hope in her
Right.
story. There's hope in your story.
Right.
God's not done with your story yet. You are worthy of love, respect, and success. I appreciate each one of you. Until next time, God bless.
God bless.